So let's talk about this SAG-AFTRA and Hoyoverse crap, because it's been brewing for quite a while now, and it feels like it's exploding in a way that's really going to hurt non-union voice actors, because they're the ones that are getting screwed out of all this. As someone who's been paying attention to all this, it's frustrating to watch a union that's supposed to help performers actually make things worse for those that are not even part of their union. First, some background. Hoyoverse is the company that is behind Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero. And they are not a union company. They are based in China and have worked with both union and non-union voice actors, often through studios like Formosa Interactive or Sound Cadence. This has worked pretty well for years because everyone's happy, they got their jobs, and the games are successful and making money. But then SAG-AFTRA, the big American actors union, decided to get tough with their strike that started in July of last year. And suddenly, Hoyoverse is their target. The union wants Hoyoverse to sign their interactive media agreement, or some temporary deal, supposedly to protect actors from AI taking their jobs, which sounds good on paper, right? That is until you actually read the agreement. And trust me when I say, it's not good for anyone who is non-union. And it's a disaster waiting to happen. The main problem is that SAG-AFTRA isn't just asking for protection from AI. They are also pushing Hoyoverse to become completely unionized. This means every voice actor working on a Hoyoverse game would eventually have to join SAG-AFTRA or not be allowed to work at all. At first, this might sound like a good thing for union actors, more jobs for them, more money for the union. But for non-union voice actors who make up a lot of Hoyoverse's English cast, it could end their careers with these games. Joining SAG-AFTRA isn't cheap. There's a big initial fee, which is over $3,000, plus yearly fees that can be hundreds more. For many union actors, especially those just starting out or freelancing, that's money they just don't have. So they either find the money somehow or get kicked off projects they've been working on for years. Just a terrible situation. And let's not forget about the Taft-Hartley law, which SAG-AFTRA might bring up as a solution. This law allows non-union actors to work on a union project for a short time, usually 30 days, before they have to join the union. After that, Hoyoverse would either have to pay extra to keep them, making them more expensive than union actors, or replace them with SAG members. For a company like Hoyoverse, which releases updates for their games often, this would be a huge logistical headache, because they're not just going to keep paying extra for non-union actors when they could just hire union actors from the start, which ultimately means that non-union actors will be completely pushed out. Years of building their careers, connecting with fans, and voicing characters people love, all gone because SAG-AFTRA decided their rules are more important than what's fair. What's even more annoying is that they are ignoring the fact that Hoyoverse is a global company. They're not some American studio that has to follow US labor laws. Hoyoverse is in China, and their games are played all over the world. They have voice actors in Japan, Korea, and other places who aren't even part of SAG-AFTRA and never will be. Yet here's SAG trying to force their rules on a company that's never been under their control, acting like they can bully a foreign company into doing what they want. And why? To protect actors? The way I see it, it looks more like they're protecting their own power while hurting the non-union actors who have been happily working with Hoyoverse all this time. It's not like Hoyoverse is some evil company that doesn't pay actors fairly. Their games are well made. Their voice actors seem happy, and before the strike, there weren't any complaints about working conditions. This feels like SAG-AFTRA is just picking a fight to show they are relevant in the gaming industry, and non-union voice actors are caught in the middle. The consequences are already being felt. Look at what happened with Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero. You had actors like John Pattendew and Emery Chase who were replaced because they either supported the strike or wouldn't work without a SAG agreement. That's their choice and fair enough, But then SAG is acting like Hoyoverse is the villain for replacing them, when really the company is just trying to keep their games going. Hell, most of the characters in Genshin are muted because of this. So yeah, the quality of the game suffers, and non-union actors suffer. All because SAG-AFTRA is taking this extreme stance. And don't even get me started on the double standards. SAG's main rule is that union actors shouldn't take non-union jobs, yet many of their members have been voicing Hoyoverse characters for years without any problem. Now that the strike is happening, they're acting like Hoyoverse should have been unionized from the beginning. If SAG really cared about this principle, why didn't they tell their actors to leave these projects a long time ago? Oh right, because those jobs were too good to pass up until AI became a big issue. Now they're using the fear of AI to justify a power grab. And what's worse is that non-union voice actors aren't just losing jobs, they are losing a chance to build their careers in a tough industry. Hoyoverse games have been a great opportunity for many new voice actors, giving them exposure to millions of players around the world. Blocking them out in favor of only union actors doesn't protect the profession. In fact, it limits the profession. Who gets opportunities? Giving them to a select few while everyone else struggles? And for what it's worth, Hoyoverse seems to be resisting SAG's pressure, not because they are mean, but because signing that deal would hurt the non-union talent they've depended on. It's rare to see a company actually stand up for the smaller people, yet it seems right now that Hoyoverse is standing their ground, despite being criticized for it. In the end, this whole situation is fucked up. SAG-AFTRA is acting like they are saving voice acting, but their attempt to force Hoyoverse to comply just spells disaster for non-union voice actors. It's not about protection to them, it's about control. And until they change their union or nothing approach, it's the non-union voice actors, the ones who don't have the money or influence to fight back, who will keep getting hurt. Which in result also hurts the fans. But nevertheless, I want to know your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments section. And please, be sure to subscribe to the channel. This has been PC, signing out, and I'll see you all in the next video.